is hard to imagine an event like this these days, but we're throwing it back to the infamous Expo 86. Millions from around the world traveled to Vancouver to experience it, and the BC Archives saved all the goodies to remember it by. Take a look.
This is one of hundreds of boxes relating to the World's Fair held in Vancouver in 1986.
In 1989, all the records from the Expo 86 Corporation were transferred to us. So that includes over 800 boxes of textual records, about 100 boxes of visual records, and then another 100 audio recordings and video recordings.
The original vision was a celebration to commemorate Vancouver's centennial.
The first CPR train came to Vancouver in 1886, and the city of Vancouver was incorporated that same year. And it started off as sort of a local trade fair almost, with around the theme of transportation.
Organizers named the fair Transpo 86.
In 1982, that scope expanded to be sort of a universal fair on a larger scale, similar to something like Expo 67 in Montreal. It was a huge idea. Vancouver wasn't on the international level. It was relatively resource-based still, very industrial, especially in the area in False Creek where they were creating it. So these are some of the site designs for Expo 86.
And as that vision took shape, the city was changed forever.
Without Expo 86, there wouldn't be a lot of infrastructure that we think of today as sort of emblematic of Vancouver.
Such as SkyTrain, Science World, Canada Place, BC Place, even the reconstruction of the Cambie Street Bridge to facilitate traffic heading to the exhibition.
Not to say that those wouldn't have happened eventually, but the Expo sort of drove these forward.
During the 6 years of planning and construction, labor disputes, executive turnover, evictions, and high construction costs created a deficit of more than $300 million, and anxiety was high. Could the city pull off a World's Fair of this magnitude?
It may well be that the tone and the future of British Columbia will depend on how successful we make Expo 86.
With great fanfare, Expo 86 opened on May 2nd. By the time it closed October 13th, more than 22 million people from around the world had visited the city.
So it did change Vancouver. It sort of transitioned both Vancouver and the province away from a resource-based economy. It became a tourism destination and really brought a lot of money into the city and a lot of investment.
This Week in History, brought to you by the Royal BC Museum, bringing British Columbia's stories together.